Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, and Tyler Wright. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Voice of the Fans Sportscast.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Voice of Fan Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Reynolds. We have Damian Flowers, RC, and T Gat in the house.
What's up?
Gentlemen, what's up?
Friday night, baby. Friday night. Feel good to be off of work. Enjoy the weekend with the family. Y'all got anything
Fridays
planned
hit
for the
different.
weekend?
Just family and football, my brother.
Family and football. That's it.
Yes.
Best time of
That's
the
it. That's all I need. What you say? What you say, Gatwood?
That's the best time of the year.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I know, right? Family and football. Can't beat that. So let's go and get down to the nitty-gritty. The Steelers and Browns played yesterday. The Browns beat the Steelers 29-17. Woo! I do not understand this Steelers team not one bit. Maybe the Bengals were that bad and the Steelers just took advantage of that
I
opportunity.
did.
But it seemed like Steelers can't win anything, especially against the Browns. They were definitely the favorite, heavy favorites coming in this. And they got outplayed, out schemed, out everything. Damien, are the Steelers showing their true colors?
Look, man, the Steelers only gonna be good as Trubisky lets them be, man, and Trubisky is not good, man. Like if last night didn't show everybody that Trubisky is not good, I don't know what else we can tell you or give examples to. Trubisky is not the fit. They got too much talent to be 29-17 down to the Browns, man. And look, I think Sunday after they played the Patriots, that was all I needed to see then, man, because I feel like the Patriots are not as talented as the Browns, and they couldn't muss up anything against Belichick. So maybe it's time for the kid Pickett. Maybe they're trying to protect the kid Pickett a little longer. Look, if it's even kill with them two, put that young man out there and let him learn. You know, that's like somebody telling you they need experience for a job, and you trying to find a job and they won't hire you because you don't have any experience. Man, put me in the game, give me some experience, and we can go from there. You know?
Hey, RC, we ain't gonna bury your boy Mitch, man. We ain't gonna say enough is enough and let's move on.
I knew you were gonna say my boy. That's not my boy. I was disappointed, but I know they're gonna make the playoffs, so they're gonna have a winning record because that's what Mike Tomlin does. I mean, but to be honest with you, I'm not
Maybe start
overreacting.
Mitch.
I'm not overreacting because we all know Mitch Trubisky won't finish the season, but I think Pittsburgh is banged up, and Cleveland is just a lot better than I thought. And if they can just, Jacoby Brissett looked really good last night. He does a lot of things that Teddy Bridgewater. He reminds me of Teddy Bridgewater. It's a good comparison. They're not gonna do nothing real crazy. They're gonna, take what the defense gives them, but they can hold serve till Deshaun gets back. They're gonna be tough. But the Steelers they're banged up in a lot of key positions, and they'll get it on track. I mean, I just don't think they're just like Super Bowl contenders, but it won't be because of Mitch Trubisky. It'll be because of Mike Tomlin.
How I see it is that they gotta do something about this offense. They stalling way too much. I know Najee. I don't think he's 100%, but they're gonna have to figure out how to get these receivers the ball. What George Pickens only had 2 catches. I'm not quite sure how many catches Deontay Johnson had, but they just can't get the ball to receivers, and they just get that passing game going. Because what they're doing is they loading up the box, right? They're not scared of the passing arm of Mitch, so they're gonna do something about the running game, and that's where they're getting taken advantage of because they making themselves one dimensional. Taylor Gatwood. Oh, go ahead, Flowers.
How many sacks did the Steelers have last night?
I know they got to him a couple times. What, 3 or 4?
When I watched, I really didn't see him really get to Jacoby too much. I thought Jacoby was pretty clean last night.
Yeah.
Besides him running for touchdowns, running for first downs.
Yeah, that's
I'm
also
pretty
part
sure
of Jacoby.
They sacked him once. No, twice.
Twice. That's not gonna get it done, man. I brought it up with New England. You know, TJ Watt gone, man. That's a big piece of their defense because he causes so much havoc, man. And they can't capitalize off, double teams from TJ and they're freeing up Highsmith and some other guys. So look, as long as TJ out, I don't see that defense making any kind of noise. They got to get sacks and they got to get turnovers to help Trubisky. Just because their offense is so conservative.
Yeah, pretty much. Taylor Gatwood, how you feeling about your Browns right now?
I mean, I think they're holding down until Deshaun gets back. I mean, that's probably. I mean, most likely is the best duo of running backs in the league. I mean, most broken tackles in the league. They said he has more than any other team combined. I mean, as long as they keep feeding the ball and Brissett keeps game managing.
Yeah.
And they got a solid defense. I mean, they might be a couple games over 500 by the time Deshaun gets back. You never know. They really should be 3-0. They should have beat the Jets. I mean, really, you gonna lose to the Jets?
Yeah, like I said, they had a couple of blunders, but if they clean it up, they would win a game. But it is what it is. If you have turnovers, you're gonna lose. Yeah. Before we dive into week 3 game picks, here are the rankings right now. RC number 1, Gatwood coming in second, Flowers is third. Me and T Wright are tied, but I just gave T Wright the tiebreaker. I feel bad for him, man. I won't put him last. So I put myself bad. I put myself last because I'm about to make a come up. So that's the rankings right now. Oh yeah. Even though I started week 3 wrong by picking the Steelers, but don't worry, too. I'll make up for it. So, like I said, here are the game picks from the last 2 weeks. All right, let's go ahead and get into week 3. Texans versus the Bears.
So hold on before you say that. So y'all don't listen to nobody but me and Gatwood because we know what we're talking about.
Hey,
I'm the only one picked the Browns yesterday, so I might know something.
Yeah, he's on.
Yeah, Flowers, you was on there. You had that one.
I was wrong about that one too.
Yeah, I was wrong, Kyle. I should. When I pick these games, I should think about Mr. Trubisky for now on. So just the names of the Steelers and the defense.
Man.
I need to start thinking about that quarterback play. All right, so Texans, pretty much. Texans versus the Bears. The battle of the mediocre offense. RC, what do the Bears have to do to win this game?
They gotta do a lot, man. They don't have a number 1 receiver. Offensive line is mediocre. Quarterback is running for his life. Defense is on the field too much. Are we picking this game, or you just want to know what the Bears need to do? Because I'm done if that's it.
You can pick. Yeah, you can pick on hand pick. You can go make a pick.
Texans will win this game. Texans have a good defense. They've been close in a lot of their games. They're trying to figure out. They're trying to learn how to finish. I'm going with the Texans.
I'm going with the Bears because I think they're gonna. They know they can't win a game with Justin Fields throwing 11 passes. They're gonna have to get that running game going. They got Dave Montgomery. They're gonna have to get this offense going. And I think they can get it going versus the Texans. I know the Texans trying to look for the first win, but I feel like the Bears are not gonna stay like this. They eventually gonna evolve a little bit. So I'm taking the Bears. What about you, Flowers?
I'm taking the Texans, man. I think the Texans are a better ball club right now. I don't think Justin has enough to be able to compete with what Lovey's going to do to him Sunday. Now, the one thing the Bears probably could do is run Montgomery and maybe set up Moody and commit. But I think the Texans might be a little too much. I think the Texans are probably a little more complete than the Bears right now, so I'm going with Texans.
Okay. All right. Gatwood.
I'm taking the Bears.
Taking who?
I think David Montgomery all over their defense. I think Montgomery be, and also Brandon Cooks is out for the Texans. I think that's a big deal. I mean, that's their number one. So they don't have many weapons outside of that. I think the Bears are going to. I think it'll probably be close, but
you know what, Flowers? I forgot to grab the injury report.
See, I ain't know Cooks was hurt. I'm gonna stay with what I got.
You stick with your team, okay? Look, we got Mr. Stats over here and Mr. Information, Taylor Gatwood. He coming up with the clutch information.
Who's hurt?
That's Brandon Cooks.
I mean, he ain't been good since New Orleans.
You ain't know the other Texas receiver.
Don't matter. He hasn't been good since New Orleans. I'm not worried about him.
Oh, come on. He been serviceable.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Raiders versus Titans. Both teams coming in 0-2. Will the Titans find themselves in this game, Gatwood?
No. The Raiders are gonna win this game. I feel like the Titans, man, they're weak. I don't like their team at all. They just need to give Malik Willis a chance, man.
Yeah, I think the same thing today when I listen to fantasy footballers. They're not winning any of these games. Like some of their games are not even close. So why not just throw in Malik Willis and see what happens? Because Tannehill not getting them a chance to win. They're not using Traylon Burks. I don't know what they're doing, to be honest.
They're becoming because last week Derrick Henry had like 13 rushes for 29 yards. I mean, they're just going to stack the box with Tannehill at quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
You might as well give them a shot. At some point, they're going to.
What about you, RC? What do you think? What do the Titans have to do to get back on track to win this game, to actually win?
Stick to the run, play defense like they verbal. Go back to the basics, like just run the football and play good defense, and they'll have a shot because the Raiders will will allow you to hang around. I was disappointed them last week, man. They messed up a ticket that I had out there. I needed the Raiders to win, and they didn't come through. They were winning when I turned the TV off, and somebody called me and told me that they lost, and I'm like, how?
How?
So
yeah.
So I'm gonna pick the Raiders, but if the Titans can keep it close, maybe they can win.
Well, they haven't shown it so far with the games versus the Bills and the Giants. They were actually losing pretty big in the Giants game. And they came back, so they seem like they are starting off really slow. And you can't start off slow when you have a running game like that. You gotta start off fast, man. All right, Flowers, who you have?
I got the Raiders, man. I just think the Titans, they need to blow it up. Get rid of Tannehill. Yes, they need to blow it up, man. Like, I just don't see them being a formidable opponent this year, man. They traded away their best wideout in the AJ. They didn't want to pay him. I feel like Derrick Henry has carried too much of the load, and now we see him cause an effect of that because he's not looking like himself to me from what I've seen the past 2 weeks. He doesn't look himself. And, maybe some of that has with them stacking the box, but still, he opened up everything for Tannehill, and it's not happening right now. So the Raiders have too much talent, especially on the offensive side. I know they gave up the game last week. Maybe they'll be a little hungrier this week to win, so I'm going with the Raiders.
All right, so you think Derrick Henry lost a step, or you think it's just bad game planning?
Well, the king can't take a step because there's a man right there. So
right in that hole.
Buffalo. When I watched Buffalo, man, last week, it's a simple game plan, right, Flower? It's like he's an easy guy to, he's an easy target to hit right now. There's not gonna be one guy and him no more, and he's still forming a guy to the moon. That's a wrap. I feel sorry for him, man, because he's finna go through it.
Let me add something to that real quick, RC. Because I've watched. We've been able to watch Derrick Henry. Well, we play him twice a year, so I see him a good bit.
Mhm.
So I've always been afraid when Derrick Henry once he got past the second level, Derrick
Mhm.
Henry is gonna be unstoppable. But like you said, if he can't get there, man, he's not gonna be able to do too much. He's not an explosive runner off the bat, man. He has to get going. And like I say, if the train can't get going, man, the train is gonna be derailed at the station.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is telling right here. I'll just throw this out here for y'all. The Titans are 24th in rushing yards, and their defense are 25th.
That's not Mike Weber right there.
Yeah, he's pissed.
That's wow. That's right. The Titans have an upfield battle versus Raiders. Chiefs versus Colts. All right, Flowers. This is all you.
This is a
Can
good
the
game.
Colts stop the Chiefs' offense? Can they do something about that?
Look, the fanatic in me says Colts all day, but the realist in me and want to be good in these picks are saying no. Like I told y'all earlier this week, I'm not picking them this week.
You know,
I
just like
feel
that.
Look, I feel better that Alec Pierce and Pitt Jr. gonna play. I think the game is gonna be a whole lot closer than what people are expecting it to be. Now, if you want me to give you keys to the Colts winning, I can do that.
Yeah, let's hear them,
Definitely
guys.
do that.
They're gonna need something.
Well, I don't think they need a lot, Ben. We took Jacoby Brissett and Marlon Mack to Arrowhead a few years ago and beat them Sunday night. I don't know if you remember that. What they did, kept it simple. They ran the ball, played defense. We're not going to have Shaq this game. Look, Jonathan Taylor, nothing against Marlon Mack. I hope he does well in San Francisco. I think he can. He's a year off his Achilles, so I think he can contribute to San Francisco. But man, if we can feed off the crowd, give JT the rock, feed JT this week. Keep Mahomes off the field. If the defense can rest and we cannot be 3 and outs, this game will be close. I'm gonna take the Chiefs,
Taking the
but
Chiefs, okay.
do not be shocked if the Colts won this game.
All right, Flowers. You mentioned the offense not going 3 and out. That was a very key thing you just said because the Colts are ranked 27th on third down conversions.
That is terrible.
That is terrible.
You have
Because
the
y'all
best
moving
back
the
in the
ball,
league.
y'all putting up yards at the close to end of the game, but y'all not converting on these third downs, and it's killing y'all. Jonathan Taylor can't get going if y'all just off the field just like that.
Frank needs to use them first and second early downs, so the third downs they'll be easy to convert when when it's third and fourth compared to a third and 8. There's a big difference.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Chiefs because I think that they a little bit too much for them to handle. RC, who you have?
Man, the bookie is telling me. Me and the bookie are cool now because I've learned my lesson. That the Colts are going to play one of the best games they've played because this is just how these games go. You'd be like, it's Chiefs a landslide, and then they show up and it's 17-14.
What?
But not so fast, my friend. I have to take the Chiefs because, like he said, I want to see the Colts win because I think for me it's a simple. Everybody has given the game plan out on Kansas City is to keep them off the field and run the football. I think we showed everybody that back in the Super Bowl. We ran the football. We made him take his time, work his way down the field, cover 2, cover 3. It's really simple. The Colts have that formula. They can do that, and they have an awesome running back. I wouldn't be surprised if they won, but I'm like Flowers. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs are on the road, so maybe that can play an advantage, but I highly doubt it. Taylor Guy, who you taking?
It's in Indianapolis?
Yes.
It's in that town.
You know what, bro?
Come on, get. We'll have the big kahunas.
Man.
I'm going to do it for Flowers can't take his team, bro. I'm going to take the Colts.
I respect that.
Go ahead and ruin that record for me so I can catch up.
Hey, I'm going to take the Colts. I'm going to take a hot take. I think Jonathan Taylor going to have a big game. Michael Pittman back. The Chiefs' defense sucks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Colts, man. I think Matt Ryan might have a big game. They're gonna be pissed off, 0-1. I'm gonna take them to the Colts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bold move. That's a what they call upset, maybe upset.
I wouldn't call it
Is
upset.
there upset? What's the Vegas numbers? What's the over?
Look, Vegas started at 7 earlier in the week because of the injuries, but now I think it's at 3.5. And I'm not looking.
Okay, never
I'm
mind
assuming.
then. So they think the game gonna be closer than what I think.
Any
All
given
right.
Sunday, brother.
Yeah, I hear you, RC. You've been preaching there since you got on the pod.
Yes, sir.
Bill versus the what you say, Gatwood?
Pastor RC.
Yeah, Pastor RC over here preaching to everybody. Still missing church.
Probably never gonna go.
All right, Bills versus Dolphins. RC, what do the Bills have to do to stop the Dolphins?
Hell, you could say that either way. What they gonna do to stop each other? I think the Bills have the defense to stop the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are on a high horse right now. This is a big matchup, man. We're gonna learn a lot about both teams. We're gonna find out if the Dolphins are for real. We're gonna find out if the Bills are legit, or they Super Bowl contenders like we believe. But to stop the Dolphins, it's the same way stopping Kyle Shanahan's offense. What you gotta do? Make Tua beat you. And Tua's shown that he's been able to beat them or beat teams. But I think you load the box and make Tua throw 50 times. So let's see if he can keep it up.
I think the Bills learned a lesson about Tyreek Hill. So I think they're gonna have a special game plan for him. I don't know what they're gonna have for Waddle, but I know they're gonna have one for Hill. He ain't gonna go off like he did versus the Ravens. And I feel like the Bills are not the Ravens. They don't do stupid things like going for 3rd and 4th and 1 at midfield when you up 2 or 3 scores. I mean, come on. I don't think Bills are like that. They're gonna try to get better field position. They play smart like that. And like I said, I think they're gonna have something for this offense, the Dolphins offense. I don't think they're gonna be running gun like they did against the Ravens. So I'm taking the Bills. RC, do you say you're taking the Bills?
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills.
What about you, Flowers?
Man, I'm going Bills. I almost went Dolphins because of the injury report. Bills had a lot of injuries on defense, but I don't think I seen anything in particular that's gonna make me change my mind. I was more worried about Poyer, one of the safeties being out as such.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Bills are gonna make the mistakes that the Ravens made last week to allow Miami to get back into the game. Like, I don't take anything away from Miami. They have a great offense. They got something good going, but they had a gimme last week. I'm gonna call it like I see it. They had a gimme. They took advantage of it. That's fine. You do what you're supposed to do. But from what I'm seeing from the Bills ever since week 1, when they have been destroying people, man, I don't see it stopping. I don't see it stopping in Miami. The Bills are on a mission. Josh Allen, to me, looks like maybe the best quarterback in the league right now.
MVP.
Him and Diggs have something special. Leslie Frazier is calling a heck of a defense along with McDermott. They got a pass rush. They're solid on 2nd, 3rd levels. Miami's just a little behind right now. I'm going Buffalo.
All right. T-Gat, you up?
Oh, Buffalo for sure. I'm not a Tua lover. He had one good game.
Look, you can't be skipping out on the pod when Tua wins. Like, it's every time Tua wins, you can't make it. Like, what's going on here, Gatwood? Like, you can't face your fears?
I'll give it to him. He had a good game, but I don't think he's going to be able to have that type of game against the Bills defense. And I don't think the Dolphins are going to put enough pressure on Josh Allen to make a difference.
I don't believe in Tua either, Gatwood.
Oh my goodness!
I think he's another game manager.
How he another game manager when he threw for 6 touchdowns?
Because he was throwing slants to James Waddle and Tyler when they were
not all those slants.
It's called yak. It's called yak, brother.
He was
some of them pass with deep balls.
That's the West Coast offense. Is the it's the yak. It's the West Coast offense.
All right, you still got to don't you still got to get the ball out there?
Jimmy
Gotta
G
get
do
it.
it all too. Yeah, Jimmy G.
He's mid, man. He's middle of the pack.
I ain't saying he's like, I ain't saying he's top 5 quarterback, but y'all gotta give him props. Like,
Well, he middle
he
of the
been
pack
putting,
with
if he
elite
leading the league in
receiving
passing,
talent.
if
He
he
had
leading the league in passing, then
Okay,
he
let's
put
see.
the ball in the
man.
right spot.
Let's see how he does
I mean,
against.
But hey, who would have thought? Would you put money on that Tua been leading the league in passing in week 2?
It's 2 weeks, bro.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying, would you put money on that?
Look, two is 1. Carson Wentz is 2, and Joe Flacco's 3. It's 2
That'll
weeks, bro.
change.
It's 2 weeks.
I'm just saying, who would have thought Tua been leading the league in passing?
I would have picked Tua over a few people though, just because of the weapons he got. I mean,
Well, we already
it'd
know
been
how
a difference
Tom
if
Brady.
he didn't have Tyreek.
Well, we already know how Tom Brady is, and we're not surprised by Aaron Rodgers. I know I'm not. Y'all might be.
I'm not.
So you. Never mind. We're not gonna do this tonight. He's gassing Tua tonight, and he talking about Aaron Rodgers. Think about that, man.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just looking at the numbers and hey,
Look, give
gonna
Aaron
win at
Rodgers
good
what
time.
Tua got, and let's talk then.
If Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers,
that's true.
if Aaron Rodgers was on the Saints, he'd be happy.
I know that's right.
After those 3
Man,
fourth,
I don't want to talk about that. Don't bring like every time I make a good point, y'all gotta bring up the Saints. Like that's not going. I don't want to hear that. All right.
Go vice versa though. Every time we make a good point, you got to bring up LeBron.
Ooh.
Because y'all make it about LeBron, about everything. So, all right, Lions versus the Vikings. Flowers, how you see this game going? It's kind of hard to picture it.
This is a sneaky game right here. I think it's gonna be a very good game. Minnesota's at home, right?
Yes.
I'm going Detroit. And I'm going Detroit because I think they have units on both sides of the ball that can control the line against Minnesota, especially the offensive line. I think they can get Swift going. I think that offense is starting to show us that they're starting to gel. And I talked a few weeks ago about the Lions as far as if they can win some games. Maybe they can start figuring out how to win. I think maybe they're starting to figure it out. I think Dan may have something.
My only concern about the Lions, their defense. They're ranked 30th in defense, 26 in the rush, 28 in the pass. That's my only concern if Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins start connecting early. Then we ain't sprinkling out Thielen. But
I haven't heard anything from Thielen the past few weeks.
I haven't either. But he bound to have a game. And this could be the game right here. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game just because of how the Vikings.
It's gonna be a high scoring game, but you know what I'm trying not to do, Ben. I'm trying not to be so stuck in the past thinking the Lions are just the same old Lions. I think they're a little better than what we think they are. I'm not saying that they're 12-win team or something like that, but I don't think Minnesota is just gonna walk over them. I think that Dan has something going. I think they have a very good chance to go into Minnesota and beating the Vikings. I'm gonna ride with them this week. I think it's easy to go with Minnesota at home. It's not prime time, so Kurt's not gonna wet the bed. So I understand that. But I'm gonna take a chance this week. I'm gonna go with Detroit.
So Kirk Cousins got big boy pants on.
Prime time games, he wets the bed, man. 12 o'clock, he's great.
Well, I was just throwing it out there, let y'all think about it, in your head. But I'm taking the Lions. They on the roll right now, and they putting up points. So I think they're gonna do just enough. They probably make that one stop they need to win the game. I'm taking the Lions. RC like he got someone in his mind, so let's hear it.
You already know. I picked the Lions. Did I pick the Lions to win the division?
I think
I picked Green Bay.
No,
me. I picked Green Bay, but I've been singing this song, this Detroit Lions song. That nice looking uniform and that nice stadium that ain't been used in years, and the mascot looks off to the right because they don't have a reason to look to the left. I think it's time, man. It's time for the Lions. And I made a comment earlier on social media today because I have been having Saints fans like in my inbox and texting my phone harassing me about Jimmy
Why are they
Garoppolo.
harassing you, RC? What'd
I
you
have
do
no
to stir the
idea.
beehive? What did you
Listen,
do?
I don't bother
Cause you
Saints
did
fans.
something.
I bother Cowboy fans. I bother rivals like Seahawks fans, but Saints fans, I didn't do anything to them. They came for me, and I was like, "Do you realize the Detroit Lions are one Super Bowl win away from being tied with the New Orleans Saints? That's how much you
That's
haven't
juicy.
done
Okay, what we
as an
laughing about?
organization."
Washington ain't won nothing.
But I'm saying he one win away. All you gotta do is win one Super Bowl. He right there. But the Detroit, back to Detroit, man. I'm picking Detroit because Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Carson Wentz, Joe Flacco, they gonna do Jameis Winston. They're gonna give you a chance. You got a chance when you're playing those quarterbacks because it's something about okay, we're up 10. Let's do something stupid, or the game is tied. Let's do something stupid. And I feel like he's gonna Kirk Cousins. So I'm going with the Lions, and they're putting up points like you said. They averaging probably
Okay.
30 points a game. So
35, I want to say.
Y'all want to hear something? I'm benching Joe Burrow and starting Jared Goff. What y'all think about that?
who Joe Burrow playing against?
They got the Jets this week. You sure?
Jets.
You sure you
Ben,
gonna do that?
the Jets, bro.
The Jets were getting pressure. Jets was like they
Yeah,
were.
Ben got a point. I mean, Joe
Yeah.
Burrow
That's
like
what
the
I'm
most
worried
sacked
about.
quarterback. Yeah. I would go
That's
with
what
Jared
I'm
Goff
worried
too.
about.
He getting sacked a lot, bro.
You're right,
Yeah,
though. Golf not being touched. You're right.
Mm-mm.
yeah. Gatwood, who you have?
I'm gonna take the Vikings. I think they're gonna bounce back. As much as I don't really like Kirk Cousins, I watched that game the other night and he looked horrible, man. He sucks in prime time. I think he's like 7-8. He is
I
so bad.
heard 2-11 on Monday.
Is that what they said? 2 and
On a
11.
good day.
Don't quote me on that, but
Yeah,
I think I seen something like a 2-11 or something like that. Man, I was like, my
Golly.
goodness.
I do think the Vikings are gonna bounce back. I think Jefferson's gonna have a big game. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm still mad at Dalvin though, bro. He made me lose a bet. So
Well, the thing about Dalvin, I heard something crazy. They said that he's averaging like one touchdown per 60 rushing attempts or something like that.
Wow.
I was like, geez. He used to get a touchdown. He used to get one rushing touchdown per 19 carries. Now he getting one touchdown per 60 carries.
Kirk
the way
Cousins
the
effect.
Lions will win though is if they get pressure on Kirk. Because when the Eagles got pressure on Kirk, he was throwing.
Oh, you went out, Gatwood. You went out.
He said he was throwing to the other team.
Yeah.
That's
I
probably
think
You
the
went out
Vikings
on
are
us.
gonna win, but
Mhm.
we'll see.
All right. The Ravens going to Foxborough. Ravens coming in this game ranked 32nd in defense. Who would have thought Baltimore be ranked 32nd in defense? Now, with that being said, I don't think we all here shaking our boots about the Patriots offense and all, because we don't even know who's going to be the star running back each week go by. It might be Stevenson, might be David Harris. And finally, Aguilar went off and Myers, but it's Aguilar and Myers. Ravens got Humphreys and Peters. So I'm taking the Ravens because bump the defense. The Ravens gonna put points against the Patriots. We've seen it, Lamar on a mission.
Mhm.
I don't see why the Ravens would not win this game. Like, it had to be turnovers. It had to be like something crazy happening in this game for the Patriots win, in my opinion. What do you think, Flowers?
I agree with you, Ben. I'm going with the Ravens. Belichick has problem with quarterbacks like Lamar. Cam used to give Belichick problems. Lamar is better. Lamar's on a mission. Money Lamar, I'm gonna start calling him Lamar Money Jackson. I think they're gonna win big. I just don't think New England has an identity still. I know they beat Pittsburgh last week. I just think Belichick got Thomas' number. He's not gonna deal with Trubisky this week. He got a big problem up his hands, so I'm going with Baltimore.
All right. RC. Will the Patriots be able to? Will the Patriots be able to exploit the Ravens secondary?
Oh man, ain't no Julian Edelman on that team, so ain't no Randy Moss. They don't even have a Danny Amendola. I think, to be honest with you, man, I think the Ravens they bounce back big, but I think we gotta.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of afraid for Lamar when I watch him play every week now because he betting on
Yeah, you think he
himself.
might get hurt?
Yeah, I'm like, take it easy, Lamar. Slide.
He is on the injury report this week too.
Yeah, like bro, take it
What's wrong
easy,
with
bro.
him?
He had a sleeve on his elbow. I don't think it's nothing big though, but
Okay.
he was on there.
All right, so
When
you taking him.
you do that betting on yourself, and I think it's 17 games now. Yeah, be careful. But yeah, I'm taking the Ravens, man.
All right, Gatwood, you gonna make it unanimous?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Ravens. Lamar, he's coming for the big year contract here, just like Aaron Judge. Yankees wouldn't pay.
Mm-hmm.
You see, he has 60 home runs. I think
Yeah,
Lamar's gonna do the same thing. I think he's gonna have an MVP type year, and Belichick's not. His defense isn't gonna be able to stop him. You know how I feel about Mac Jones. Another one that
Mid. That's another one of them guys.
yeah, I think the Ravens are gonna win this one pretty good.
Okay. Bengals versus the Jets. Gatwood, can Burrow find his footing versus the Jets?
I sure hope so. If he can't, it might be a long season for the Bengals. They start off 0-3, lose to the Jets. It's gonna be tough for them. But yeah, I think they're gonna win this week. I kind of want to see the Jamar Chase versus Sauce Gardner matchup.
Oh yeah.
We'll see what Sauce is made of. He didn't give up a touchdown in college. We'll see what he can do against Jamar.
Or so you think Chase gonna get a touchdown versus Sauce?
nope. You know what? His quarterback gonna be laying on his back, and ain't no way you can get me the ball. Quarterback. I think the Bengals have I still don't know how they made it to the Super Bowl without offensive line. How? It's got to be the greatest coaching job ever.
They ran the ball a little bit better, and Burrow got the ball out quicker too. For some reason, I don't know what he's looking for, but he hung on that ball for a long time.
Because what's the route for Chase? It's a go, right?
Straight ahead.
That's you're not an LSU, buddy. You don't have that long in the NFL. So yeah, I'm going with the Jets. By the way, I believe the Bengals are in trouble.
Hey.
Oh, so dang, you dip it in the Jets well twice. You went with the Jets versus Browns. Now you going Jets and Bengals. You push your luck a little bit too much.
No,
right
I'm not, because
yeah,
I should have took the Colts, but Gatwood did it. So now I got to get my bold pick out there because I can't let Gatwood jump me. So I'm gonna come on with the Jets because they do got a pass rush. Robert Salas don't cook something up, and Sauce on the back end, and I don't know who else the Bengals have. I don't nobody screaming on the Bengals.
All right, Professor, sell straight.
I'm going with the Bengals, man. I don't trust the Jets enough right now to go against the Bengals. And look, I know the Bengals have lost 2 tough games. Well, they gave the Pittsburgh game away. Lord knows they did everything to get a Pittsburgh game away. The Dallas game, I feel like I start to see them come alive in the second half. Like I said earlier this week, man, Joe is still getting acclimated, getting back into the rhythm of things. They got Super Bowl blues, but I think this is the week that they get a win, and I guess they kind of, sigh and get a relief of some sort. But I think they'll win this week. If they don't, I think you start questioning Zach Taylor.
Says Zach Taylor, yeah. Cause they're not running Joe Mixon like that, as they should.
Well, that's why they lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're gonna run Samaje Perine.
He should have been
Joe Mixon.
God,
couldn't believe it. All right, Eagles versus the Commanders. The Commanders coming in this game with the 28 rush defense. 28 against a team that's known for rushing. Right,
one in the league.
Let me ask RC. Will the real Wentz show up in this game?
Listen, man. I didn't believe in the Eagles until I turned my TV on Monday night. I'm like, it's just week 1. But I saw on Monday night and I said they playing with a type of swagger togetherness. They look like the Eagles of old, Andy Reid Eagles. I'm like, I'm a believer now. So, the Commanders, the Fighting Commanders. Carson Wentz gonna be in for
Comrades.
the. Like the thing about Carson Wentz, we know it's coming. We just don't know what week it's going to happen. And maybe this week.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Eagles.
And let me just point off this too. The Eagles have are second in rushing. So the second, they second in rushing, and the Commanders are 28 against the rush. So Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts, they might have a big game here. Flowers, what you think?
Man, fly Eagles, fly, man. I think that the Eagles, after Monday night, man, I picked them and I changed my pick at the last minute. I don't know why. I just thought Minnesota might slip. And, I know better. I knew better. But I think the Eagles are very deep in depth. They are a very talented team. I think the NFC East is theirs to lose at this point. I think Jalen Hurts is poised. That young man is confident. He has weapons. Like I said, have one of the best rushing best rushing teams in the game. Offensive line is great. I'm going Philly.
Philly. So me, RC, and Flowers going Philly. Gatwood, who you have?
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Hot take. Carson Wentz revenge. Nah, I'm playing.
I was about to say, bro.
I'm messing with y'all.
All right. Whatever. Go ahead and ruin that record for me. I don't mind.
Nah, 100% I'm taking the Eagles, man. Like RC said, that Monday night game. Jalen Hurts, man. That dude's something else, man.
Special young man.
Can I get some props here?
Man, I told y'all from the beginning. I said,
no.
When they benched Hurts for Tua at Alabama, I knew, bro. I always liked Hurts better.
I went to it, but Hurts was struggling at Alabama.
He wasn't struggling. Let me say something about that. Kirby Smart knew Hurts. I mean, he knew what Jalen Hurts was going to do. So they put Tua in as the wild card and won the game. I took from that game when that man got benched and how he handled it, I knew he was going to be special then.
Dude's such a leader, man.
But I think he was struggling, in my opinion.
I've never
been struggling.
Alabama player. I can't stand Alabama, but I love Jalen Hurts, man.
Love Jalen Hurts.
Let me tell you something about Tua. And I think Tua had to play. They had to put Tua in. Their mom and them come from Hawaii, bro, and was working over. We're living in Tuscaloosa. You got to play that kid at some point. What better time than the national championship game? Like, you better put my kid in. I'm coming from Hawaii, Jack. Like, you gotta put my child in now. Like at some point. But I think Jack, like they said, Jalen Hurts is bigger than football. He has that it factor. So
All right, let's see what Sunshine had an it factor against the Chargers. Jazz versus the Chargers this week. Oh, this another RC boy right here. It's funny, like your boy is Trevor Lawrence. What another one of your boys? Mr. Trubisky. And you trying to talk about my guys?
No. Mr. Trubisky was never my guy. I said Mr. Trubisky was treated unfairly in Chicago, but carry on. He ain't not my guy. No.
Okay. You took up for him like that was your guy.
I did. I was wrong.
All right, RC. What do the Jazz have to do to compete in this game? You see, I said compete, not win, just compete in this game versus the Chargers.
Like the Chargers are weird though. Like they show you like spurts of like being like Buffalo, and then they go back to what they were before they got the new head coach. And the Jags are a dangerous team to play against because if you watch them play, you got to watch them play. I sent you an app where you can watch all the games. The Jaguars, they just hang around. I like Sunshine, man. I think that team is young and they're building something. You got to give them a chance to grow. But
you got the right coach.
I'm taking the Jags. I didn't say the Jags. Did I? I'm taking the Chargers, but the Jags will make it keep it close. Taking the Chargers.
RC, I'm looking back. You haven't. Well, you took Sunshine week 1.
I did.
Yeah, that was the only time you took Sunshine.
Yeah, it's about winning big. Gotta be smart.
Gatwood, who you have in this game?
I got the Chargers. They're not going to be able to stop Justin Herbert and Mike Williams, and I think Keenan Allen's back, isn't he? I know he was
Yeah,
hurt.
he should. Yeah, they say he practiced this week.
Yeah, I mean, I have faith more in. I'd honestly take Trevor Lawrence over Tua, believe it or not,
No doubt.
just because he has the upside. And
Trevor Lawrence hasn't show you anything, bro. I don't understand what y'all talking about.
He was a rookie last year, Ben.
I know that. So was Tua. I mean,
Jaguars.
Tua's a rookie.
Yeah, Urban Meyer.
Tua's been in 3 years.
2 years. It was his third year now.
I think it's his third year.
Yeah,
Huh.
but he's basically a rookie.
If you put Tua in Jacksonville, we'll never hear from him again.
Yeah, bro, it'd be like David Garrard all over again.
But I don't let you pack out what Sunshine went through, whatever. But I'm still not seeing it yet. I guess. Flowers. You said the Chargers or that was Gatwood?
I said Chargers.
Okay, Flowers. I'm guessing you had the Chargers too. Don't tell you picking Sunshine.
I'm going Jacksonville.
Nah,
Let me
you
tell
playing.
you, I'm not playing. Let me tell you why.
You playing, man. Don't be
I'm
playing
not
around.
playing. Let me tell you why.
Oh,
Come on,
okay.
Flowers.
This
Yeah, I
is
gotta
the
hear
perfect week for Jacksonville to beat the Chargers. Herbert is not practiced all week. The backup Chase Daniels taking first team snaps today. The offensive line is beat up. Defense JC Jackson won't play. Probably won't play. The offensive line is banged up. The center, one of the tackles. Last time we seen Herbert, he was on his back. Offensive line got banged up
Take
and
chances.
the game changed.
Herbert, he do some things that's questionable sometimes.
He has hurt rib cartilage in 4 ribs. So
He did throw a touchdown though.
Yeah, he threw a touchdown, but the play before he couldn't even throw the ball.
Hey man, he didn't
all
convince
I'm saying is this is the week. I'm not saying that Jacksonville is a better team. This is if it's gonna be a week that Jacksonville is gonna beat the Chargers, this is the week because they are so down personnel wise.
Can I change my pick?
Go ahead, RC. Go ahead.
He
Sunshine.
done convinced me, and I'm gonna ride with my dog, Sunshine, long hair, don't care. We winning. Thank you, Flowers, for telling me all that stuff.
All right, here's a
I got your back, Ben. Don't worry.
Here's a hot take. If Chase Daniels play this game, he would have more passing yards than Sunshine.
You think?
Oh, I know.
Man, look, Jacksonville is going to dial up. I'm telling you now, this is my opinion. I think Jacksonville is going to dial up pressure on whoever's back there, especially with that offensive line being banged up. Jacksonville Josh Allen is special. Like, that guy can wreak havoc, man. Those guys are young. If they believe in Doug Peterson, if they can get a turnover, man, they can run the ball, play some control. Look, I don't see Sunshine. Y'all got me saying this man. I don't see Trevor Lawrence, a.k.a. Sean. I mean, he looks just like him. I mean, what
he does.
He looks just like him. But look, me watching him last week, the way that Trevor got rid of that ball, man, Joey and Khalil might not have an opportunity to even lay a hand on them if they did what they did last week. And if he can get rid of that ball under 3 seconds, man, Jacksonville's going to be in the game.
Okay. I hear you. I ain't convinced, but I hear you. Saints versus the Panthers. Saints coming in off the Bucks loss. We don't know if Jameis going to start or not. They saying the back is not an issue, but I think back is an issue. Baker, they talking about Baker is not really acclimated with the offense yet. He's still growing into it.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of on the fence because just don't like how the offense been playing lately. I know the Panthers, they defense has been not playing up to par, but I guess I'm going to be a homer and just take my Saints because we need this. We can't be losing divisional games like this. Divisional games for us are a must win, especially with Tampa in our division. So I'm taking the Saints. Who you have, Gatwood?
Yeah, I got the Saints. I think they're gonna think Kamara's back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he practiced today.
Yeah.
He practiced.
Yeah, I think that's a big deal. Their offense is going to look a lot better with Kamara in the backfield instead of Mark Ingram fumbling the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh.
I think they're going to be pissed off coming off that Bucs loss. I mean, that was a big emotional loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna beat the Panthers. They're the better team. They got a great defense. I think the Saints are gonna win.
Me too. All right, Flowers. Let's hear your take.
Man, I'm going with the Saints. I don't believe enough in Baker and Carolina offensively to challenge the Saints defensively. Ben, you know what? James got his backy out of me, and everything else. That might allow, Andy to come in. Let's just say if James wasn't able to play, I would be more comfortable picking Andy and the Saints against Baker and them. And I still feel comfortable going against Jameis against Baker. So I'm going to go with the Saints.
Because Andy will take short stuff. He will settle for a short pass more than Jameis would. So I feel a little bit more confident with Andy starting right now. Just kind of Jameis injured. Maybe that's why he was pressing so much. No. But Andy, he will go with the MT. And that's
get the Yak God involved. Yes, sir. Get the Yak God involved.
All right, RC. RC disappeared on us. I think he probably taking the Saints anyway. Who you taking?
I'm going with the Saints, man.
Oh, okay. How about them? Okay. All right. Round versus Cards. All right. All right, Flowers. Can Colin start off hot? Because lately they've been going off cold. What can they do?
Oh, man. Kyler does not have the greatest luck against the Rams, man. I feel for that young man this week just because of history. And, I mean, think about the last time they played the Rams in the playoffs, man. The Rams destroyed Kyler. He doesn't have Hopkins. Hollywood can't catch a cold. Kyler has to do too much. The Rams are trying to find themselves, trying to get back on track. I don't think Kyler and them going to win this game. I'm going with the Rams.
I think Kyler going to have some flashbacks of the playoff game.
Wow, it's like he just gave up in the playoff game. He
going to have some cold sweats.
Oh, my goodness. I ain't going to say he gave up. To me, it looked like he was looking at the sideline like, it's like they know what we're doing. Help me.
Please help me. All right, Gatwood, who you have?
I got the Rams as well. Yeah, I remember that playoff game pretty well. Just like Flowers said, man, I cannot take him against the Rams after watching that. I can't. I know, man. I watched the whole game. I watched the second half of Kyler against the Raiders last week. That was he played a great game. But
yes, sir.
He played a great end of a game.
Yeah,
they didn't start popping off to like second half.
Yeah, but I cannot take him against this Rams team based off of how he played last time. So I'm gonna take the Rams.
All right, it looked like we lost our seat, so let's move on to the Falcons and Seahawks. The Falcons coming off the Rams loss last week, but they have a chance to pick up a win. Can the Falcons get their first win of the season versus Seattle, Gatwood?
Yeah, I think the Falcons are going to win this game. They've looked. I mean, they both games they've played been competitive. Drake London, that dude looks like a stud, rising star. Mariota's been pretty serviceable.
Yeah,
very serviceable.
Very.
Like I said, if Mariota can stay healthy, I mean, he's not bad. He really ain't. And I just don't believe in the Seahawks, and I can't believe it's 2022 and Geno Smith starting in the NFL.
What a world, man! Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna take the Falcons. I think they're gonna get the win.
All right, Flowers. Who you have in this one?
Man, I'm going ATL, Shotty. I'm going ATL. They've been playing so tough. First two games lost with a combined number of 5 points. I want to say. I hope I'm right. I just think that they got to get a win somewhere. I think Seattle is played probably their Super Bowl for the year. I just think Atlanta's a little better, so I'm going with Atlanta.
Yeah, I kind of like the Atlanta roster is a little bit better than I expect. So they making trade here.
They play well for
Packers,
Coach Smith.
what you say?
I say they play well for Coach Smith.
Yeah, they just got to figure out how to get Kyle Pitts involved, man. That's the only thing that's troubling me right now.
I think he might have a good game this week. I think he's been hearing the talk. I think this week might be a breakout game for him. I hope. If not, it's to be another week of questioning what in the world you doing.
And especially if they lose the game without him being involved, then you really gonna be on the hot seat.
I agree.
All right, Packers versus Bucks. Man, where do I want to start here? Aaron Rodgers going up against a formidable defense. Tampa Bay defense is ranked 5th in the league. So we got no receivers going up against a good secondary. You see what the secondary did to the Saints offense. Flowers, how will the Packers be able to move the ball versus the defense?
Man, they got young receivers, and then I seen all the receivers on the injury report this week. I was like, my goodness. We've seen Tampa Bay be formidable this year for some odd reason. I feel like they're playing better than I've seen the past 2 years, even when they won a Super Bowl. I think they're better this year defensively. I think they're just trying to hold down the fort until the offense gets healthy. I don't see how Aaron Rodgers is going to thrive in this game.
I don't either, bro.
I just don't see it. And especially if they can't run the ball with Aaron Jones and Dillon, because Tampa Bay, they're going to take that away. They're going to take it away. And so it's going to come down into who's going to make, who's going to make the throw. That's what it's going to come down to. I can't trust Aaron on the road, so I'm going to go with Tampa Bay.
Cause that's what I'm looking at. The Packers wide receiver core versus Buccaneers secondary. I mean,
you just talking about the secondary.
We just talking about. I ain't talking about the pass rush. Got Green Bay off O-line. Yeah, like not the best in the world. So
they hurt. Big beat of Bay in the middle. That's tough, man.
Gatwood, who you taking?
I'm taking the Buccaneers. I feel like it's the obvious choice, but at the same time, you never know with Aaron Rodgers. But they're playing really good right now. Devin White's playing crazy. He's playing out of his mind right now. Packers just don't have any receivers, so that's not gonna help them. Sammy Watkins is out. I don't even know if that really matters, but he is out.
Is Lazard out too?
I don't remember seeing his name on the injury report.
I think it was on there. If I'm not mistaken, I think Lazard was back on the injury report.
What's so funny is I wish RC haven't left, but he was like, Aaron Rodgers don't need those receivers. He gonna do what he need to do. Nah. This is 37. This is 37-year-old Aaron Rodgers. This ain't a 25-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
Still think he can win. He could win the division, but he's not going to do more than that. He's not going to get out of the wild card.
Like I said, I don't have Green Bay winning the division. I'm not quite sure on that.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're not going to get past the first round with that receiving core.
Not one
if
bit.
the receiving core don't develop, they're not. I don't think they're gonna win the division if the receiving core doesn't develop. If it does develop, they might win it by a game. But this division might be up. This division might be for the picking. It might be time for a division one.
I was thinking the Vikings possibly could, but after watching Kirk the other night,
not consistent enough.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it all depends on can the Vikings put enough wins together. Cause we saw what they did to Green Bay. So we know they have the offense to do what they need to do. It's just all about can they do it, more frequently. All right, 49ers versus the Broncos. I know RC probably had a lot to say about this game.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so check this out. Denver are ranked 7th in offense. Can y'all believe that? Yes. Total offense. Denver is ranked 7th. I don't know how. I looked it up, and I was like, I'm not understanding how they rank 7th. But this will really blew my mind right here. They are ranked 24th in points.
Yeah, that is. You can't be ranked in the top 10 in offense and bottom half of the league in points.
Like, so that just showing me that they moving the ball, but it's not translating to points. They having mishaps. You saw them miss a couple of key passes in the red zone. They had settled for field goals. They've been selling for a lot of field goals.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very telling versus Denver, and they playing against the 49ers, who defense is very formidable. So I don't see how Broncos can edge this out, even though they might get an old Russell Wilson back and he might be slinging all over the field. I think the 49ers can do enough to stop him. So I'm taking the 49ers.
I'm going to take the 49ers, man. I don't think Denver has everything put together right now to be able to compete, especially with Jimmy G being back at the helm. I think the 49ers are a little more formidable right now than the Broncos are.
Do you know what's wrong with the Broncos? Like, can you put your finger on what might be the reason why they slow starting and not be able to compete like they should?
Well, from what I've seen the past few weeks, I just think that Nathaniel Hackett, and his name Nathaniel Hackett,
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably just needs to run a tighter ship. You can't be so worried about the offense to where, like we was talking about this past week, man. They don't even have a punt returner on the field. You cannot be an offensive coach and you've played 2 games and you haven't scored in the red zone. What's the point of you being there for Russell Wilson and pay this man $200+ million if you can't score in the red zone?
Exactly.
I know they missed out on some plays in the red zone. I know they had some mishaps, but this is not the week to try to continue to figure things out. Man, the 49ers,
No,
they get
exactly.
Kittle back. That's going to be a tough game for Denver, especially if they can't put any points on the board in the red zone, man. I'm going with the 49ers.
Yeah, they're going to have to move this ball. They're going to have to run a lot more, too. I know they put a lot on Russell Wilson to get the job done. It seemed like, I don't know. I'm not saying he's not interested in this offense, but it seemed like he's kind of just like, he's floating on the waves. He's just going with the current. Like, he's just not doing anything special, man. And it's just kind of head scratching that this offense is not putting up points. 24th, that's unheard of.
They still got a lot of stuff to figure out. Judy and those guys are not DK and what he had in Seattle, in my opinion. DK is a special breed. I just think it's taking a little more time for Russell to get acclimated, but if they don't continue to develop and be prosperous and put points on the board, people probably gonna start questioning Russ. I mean,
I'm questioning him right now. Like, what's going on,
Russ?
Russ?
Question.
Like, I don't want to hear no PR answer. Like, I want to know what's going on because
he can't give
you're
PR
not playing
anymore.
Yeah,
can't give him anymore.
Not that performance in Seattle. Like, that's unacceptable. That's unheard of. If our Denver fans, I'll be like we need answers on to why our team is looking like this on the field. This is not the product that was promised to us.
Well, it'll probably be. I'm quite sure the fans blame the coaching before they jump on Russ first, because when things look out of sync, that's the first place anybody is going to look is the coaching staff. But the first game when they was in Seattle, I still blame Russ. I blame both of them, but I do think Russ should take a lot of accountability for the clock management also. You've been in this league for pretty much 10 years, man. You got to be better. And that was a moment, like RC said a while back, to stick it to Seattle. You couldn't handle time management. And Nathaniel Hackett looked clueless. So, Russ, you got to help that man. And good luck. That's all I really can say.
All right, last game on this on week 3, Cowboys versus the Giants. Whew. Okay. I thought about it. I like how Cooper Rush ran the offense. He got the ball out. They got Tony Pollard involved early. The defense stepped up tremendously. I'm not quite so on the Giants yet. I'm not feeling the offense, man. I feel like the Cowboys have a defense that can stop Barkley and to stop the run,
Yeah.
and I'm not sold on Daniel Jones throwing the football 30 plus times a game. So I feel like they're gonna make the Giants one dimensional. And the Cowboys, they're gonna do enough to win this game. They're not gonna beat themselves. I feel like the Cowboys, that's one thing they've been telling themselves, especially since Cooper Rush to go. We're not gonna beat ourselves. We're gonna keep ourselves in this game and just play hard football.
I agree. I most definitely agree with you on that. I think Dallas. Well, I'm picking Dallas. I ain't thinking it. I'm picking them. I
Yeah.
think they're a better team than the Giants, especially that defense. Man, that defense is special. Parsons is special. I think they'll create a few turnovers on Daniel Jones. I'm not set on Daniel Jones. Dable probably makes Daniel Jones look better than what he is because Brian Dable's a great coach. So they're a little more prepared as far as a team. But I just think Dallas is doing what Dallas probably should do when Dak gets back. Give Pollard the ball, give Ezekiel the ball, have some balance. Dak doesn't need to throw it 40, 50 times a game. Have some balance, play behind that defense, and let Dak make enough plays to win you the game. It's not that hard, Dallas.
It's not. Like you think they would learn last year when Dak was throwing for all them passing yards. It wasn't translating to wins. It wasn't helping y'all out not one bit. So y'all need to have a nice running game in order to win them close games
And cut back on penalties.
Yes,
cut back on penalties. And I think they did good last week.
Like, who would have thought that Mike McCarthy team would be looking like this? I mean, even with that, they look horrible.
They played a good game last week, though. So yeah, I gotta give credit where credit due. They look pretty clean. In my opinion, that's the best I've seen them look. As far as no penalties, everything clean, everything crisp. I think that's probably the best I think Dallas looked.
And that's
probably
the key.
Last 10 games, in my opinion.
Yeah, you gotta go back to I don't know what week last year to figure out.
I'm just
when
being
they just
generous.
Had a clean. Yeah.
Let's say I'm instead of me going back 20 games something like that. McCarthy been there in a short time, so let's say 10 they in they last 10 games. This is the best I've seen them look. They look clean. They look like they knew what they wanted to do, and that's what they stuck with.
Yeah.
So I think Dallas won this game.
I think so too. All right, let's dive into some NBA. Dustin not on with us tonight. We're just gonna want to touch on the Celtics situation real quick.
Okay.
Ime Adoku, I believe that's his name. Forgive me if I said it wrong. He was suspended for a year for sexual misconduct. They said they cheated. He cheated. I don't think Neil Long is his wife. I think they just engaged.
I think they just engaged. I think.
Yeah,
so.
They've been engaged for 7 years. So he was suspended for a whole year. I know a lot of people are mad, especially Celtics fans, about this suspension because nobody knows the details. Nobody know what happened. So everybody points blame like on the Celtics organization. Like, how can you suspend this man? Like, they don't got nothing to do with basketball, but it's off the field, off court conduct, pretty much.
Rules are rules.
Rules are rules. But how do you feel about the suspension, though? You think it was fair, or you think it's foul? You think it's too much?
I'm not gonna sit up here and say I don't agree with the suspension. He obviously had to do something to garner the suspension. My only gripe about, I'm not gonna say gripe. My only feud about this situation is if he did inappropriate sexual misconduct. From what I read, said that he had consensual sexual relations with staffer. If it's in the rules, fine. I just don't like the way everything came out. Far as it was leaked to the press, I feel sorry for Nia Long because she didn't know. She found out when we found out. To me, it seems like somebody was just trying to be the first to
break the
bring out the
news.
story. I think the Celtics were just going to come out and just say that they were suspending him for such and such. I think they were trying to set it up. But my thing is, he did something wrong. He should serve the punishment. I think it's being overshadowed in a sense because it's Nia Long, and Twitter picks up on that stuff. And I felt sorry for the women that they was bringing into it yesterday that work with the organization in Boston.
Yeah, they're putting her
They
picture
putting
out
up,
there.
yes,
Yeah, she
that
don't
was so
even nothing to
wrong.
do with it.
And I seen only one picture, but they were saying there was other pictures too. Like, you had people going to the website, just finding the women names and posting their pictures. So I feel sorry for them women in a sense, but I question Boston because, okay, like I said, if he did something to an extent of, and we don't even know what it is yet. I think we deserve to know since the suspension was announced. I think we deserve to know what happened, so we can know, if he's eligible to be able to coach again, because they didn't fire him, they kept him. And then they said, well, June 30th, we'll reevaluate. So what's going on? I mean, it's so much gray in it right now.
But if they reevaluate, you don't think that mean it wasn't that bad, or they just trying to get all the facts together right now? But you would think they already had the facts together, they're going to suspend him for a year.
Well, they said they got a private independent investigating company come in and investigate. I mean, they came up with, I heard yesterday it was consensual sex, and then I heard something today saying that he made inappropriate comments. I don't know. I don't know what's what. I feel like I would be able to comment better if I knew what happened. I mean, y'all put it out there. So tell us. But I feel comfortable giving a better statement of. I can't express what I really feel because I don't know everything.
Yeah. Well,
so I just think it's unfair.
I'll just say this. He was in a relationship. So if he did have a sexual relationship with a staffer and is in his contract, then yes, it's warranted a suspension. If not, then they got some explaining to do.
Let me ask you this, Ben. I mean, cut y'all. Let me add this real quick. Okay, so he got suspended. What happened to the person? I mean, like I said, take two to dance. What happened to that? What happened to that woman? Did she get suspended? Did she get fired? I'm saying it's so much that we don't know. I said we don't know what he did to this woman. So I just think I think like I said, somebody came too early for us not to know enough to be able to really say what we really feel, because we don't know. We really don't know what's going on.
That's very much true. I guess we'll know in a couple.
Give him some time.
About a couple weeks, we'll know.
Yeah.
And we can speak on it. Then I'm pretty sure it's gonna be big news. But a lot of people complaining about like how this is gonna be front page news, ESPN about the coach cheating, but Brett Favre is still unheard of. Like people not speaking on that. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of strange, but ESPN, like that's why people. That's why you should listen to our show, because we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Brett Favre. He not getting unscathed now.
I agree with that. Like Brett Favre needs to be talked about. He's a Hall of Famer. It was $77 million stole down here in funds, and $5 million of it went to a volleyball stadium.
Exactly.
And it's just $5 million of it. So, and then you had him being paid for speaking at invisible events. And look, they still talk about Colin Kaepernick to this day. So what's the difference in Kaepernick? He doesn't even play. Like I said, Brett's a Hall of Famer, so there's more value in that. But what Emeka Udoka did is a common thing. I don't condone cheating, but it's a common thing. Whether it's like we had this conversation. Whether you working at Walmart, Boston Celtics, if it's in the policy that you can't do such and such, like in a lot of policies, I'm wondering, did he sexually harass somebody? See, I'm saying it's a lot of gray in it, man.
Yeah. Oh, RC back. We talking about Ime Udoka. I want to hear your thoughts.
I really don't have any, man. I'm kind of. I feel like we need to stay out of folks' business, man. I feel like it's a distraction.
Well,
I feel like,
I'm saying, RC, if it's in a policy, So you saying it shouldn't have been breaking news? Celtics just should have handled it. Like if it's in the policy, you can't have a relationship with a staffer or somebody on staff.
I think it was so what happens is there's always a Negro mess up line. They can always go to the Negro mess up line. Somebody's standing there with their hand up in the air and like, okay, who can we talk about to take the focus off of
Brett
what's
Favre.
going on with Brett Favre?
You're right, though. I
Dolphins.
see.
You don't think he been doing this, man? He been doing this, and then like Boston media is so weird because they just found out about it, and then
But he probably went too far or something. Maybe he went too far this time.
Somebody leaked the story.
Somebody knew something. Somebody like, hey.
Consensual. What does that tell you, though? What does consensual tell you? I see.
Neutral.
It don't tell.
It was an agreement.
Much of nothing. Yeah, it don't tell me much.
But I'm saying though, but I know it was consensual. But if it's in the past, it doesn't matter what's consensual or not.
Yeah,
it's still you still breaking rules, right? It's just like when I worked. It's just like when I worked at a sporting goods store. We couldn't have relationships with coworkers.
But what would happen to you if you did?
We got terminated.
Why they didn't terminate Emeka though? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they like him. I don't know.
They don't like. Okay, he broke the rules,
bro. You suspend a man for a year. That says a lot to me. Like he may. I mean, listen, man. Let me say it again. I made a comment earlier on social media that to us, she's knee alone. To him, she's just another woman.
Another woman, yeah.
Because he see a lot of knee alones, but why now, man? Because it's a distraction. And then now Stephen A. and all these guys want to speak up and talk about it. Jalen Rose put it best. What Brett Favre did should be at the bottom of the ticker for as long as we feel like it need to be down there.
I agree.
Because
what's so weird about it though? It's weird that it's a huge thing that happened in Mississippi with the stolen welfare money, and we always talk about politics and stuff like that. So why nobody not bringing up like even the people that follow me, even the people I follow, other podcasters don't not mention it, not saying a word. Like it never happened. So I'm kind of confused on where everybody's stance is. Like, okay, we don't care. It's Mississippi or
let me say something.
It's something. I don't get it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what some of it is. Brett Favre been portrayed as this good old boy for the last 30 years, man.
Never.
You done seen him in Wrangler commercials. You done seen him in Copperfield commercials. You done seen him throw the 4 or 5 touchdowns when his father passed away. You done seen him get a gold jacket. Brett Favre has been portrayed as a Mississippi hero, and now we know what's going on. People in Mississippi, they don't stand for this. Nobody with any kind of right moral should stand for this. Wrong is wrong at the end of the day, and Brett Favre and company needs an answer for what they did.
I know somebody that work at Southern Miss. I asked him, I said, is there any grumblings or any staffers talking about it? Like, no, it's just a normal day at Southern Miss. I was like, that's not even like cooler. That's not even cooler talk. You're not getting a drink of water. It's not even cooler talk. That's nothing.
Look who else is tied in. You got former governors and other politicians tied into this also. Lawyers. What do lawyers do best? Cover up stuff. I'm just being real. Like I say, Brett has money. Money makes things go away. Money makes the media not talk about you. My wife brought up a good point. She's like, why Stephen A. Smith not talking about it? I said, you make a good point. Now, any other time, he'd talk about anything else. But you know what? ESPN paying him $9-10 million a year. So he's probably not going to talk about it. Shannon Sharp talked about it.
I think
I respect him for it.
We're talking about the all-time leading interception thrower. We ain't talking about Joe Montana. We're talking about a guy who threw more to the other team than anybody in NFL history. I don't understand. I think going out playing with your broken finger, going out. I mean, he's the reason.
Consecutive games, all that.
Right. I mean, I seen a guy on my social media. He said that Brett Favre that did that wasn't the Brett Favre that was in Green Bay. It was the one that was in Minnesota. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I heard it.
You wanted to detach him from Green Bay, but I feel like, man, the situation. There are a lot of other names, like Ted DiBiase was one. I'm like, and he's a passer, I think. Marcus Dupree, a lot of other things that surface. But I think we need to realize too, man, that Brett Favre is a kind of like a folk hero in Mississippi. You know,
Yes, he is.
you would think Steve McNair,
That
but
screwed
he
over
is
people.
more of a folk hero than they love him.
Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate though. I don't know if they ever gonna hit the headliners like that, like it did. I mean, I don't even remember seeing it like out there in Mississippi like that. I just seen a couple articles.
The only reason it's becoming more relevant now is because more people are becoming guilty and they are pleading for less time. I mean, because you got to think about it. This is the second thing Brett Favre has done. You know, the first thing was him, taking the $1 million for doing the supposedly public speaking events that he never did. So that's number one. Now he claimed he paid it back, but they're trying to sue him for the interest. That's the first one. And now you got this volleyball stuff with the stadium. So that's two. And Lord knows what else could be.
Well, it's a weird time in sports, man, where they select different things that are gonna bring more viewership. They rather talk about somebody that's cheating on their wife more than somebody that stole money from the state to help out the misunfortunate. So that's where you see things at here in America, where they're more focused on somebody's sex life than poverty. That's wrecking people's lives and stuff. So it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. They're like TMZ. ESPN really coming like TMZ though. They were so ready to break that story, but not talk about Brett Favre and what he did, it blows my mind. So
I guess it doesn't garner enough views for it. I guess.
I know, right?
I guess it just. You know what? I told my wife this, and forgive me when I say this. I'm not gonna cuss or anything, but I told my wife I wish that they would go after Brett Favre like they did, like Lifetime did with R. Kelly. That's what ESPN did.
Yep. So, anything else I want to bring up before we end the pod?
No, sir.
Man. I want to make sure that since I lost my service and got kicked out, that you didn't pick my team for me.
I didn't. I left it up in the air.
He did you right, but we knew you were gonna pick the 49ers. We already knew that
one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And I wasn't about to do you like that.
And I did pick the Saints, right?
We figured you picked the Saints. Well, Ben figured you picked the Saints. He called that one.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah, you did pick the Saints. I think you picked the Saints before you dipped out.
Okay.
So
great show, guys. Great show.
All right, man.
Great show.
Thank y'all for being on, and we out of here.